alegría Macarena, Macarena. Dala tu cuerpo alegría Macarena, que tu cuerpo es para dar la alegría y cosas buenas. Dala tu cuerpo alegría Macarena, Macarena.
Now don't you worry about my boyfriend, the boy whose name is Vitorino.
So it's day 5, it's on a Friday, we're kicking back, and we're in our I Am Donald represent shirt, support for Childish Gambino, and today we're actually going to go through the positive and negatives of gaming. So the whole week all you've seen is vlogs of me actually just doing stuff where I don't have games in my life whatsoever, so I'm not playing games, and we're seeing how the time management is kind of being used. Now we're actually going to go back to the reasons of why I'm doing this, and what I could be potentially missing out on, or potentially gaining. So we'll start with the positives. Now, what are the positives of gaming? Gaming not only helps you to do problem solving and logic, for example, when playing games like Cut the Rope, or anything that kind of involves your mental capacity to think in order to find creative ways to find solutions to problems, but it also helps support like hand-eye coordination. So for example, when we are playing COD, Battlefield, any game that kind of involves you running and shooting at the same time, or crouching and shooting, or even when you're crosshair, making sure that you're actually hitting the target. This all increases your hand-eye coordination and just makes it a lot better. From there, we go into games like League of Legends, so MMOs and stuff like that. What these games help you do is they help you manage multiple objectives and help you multitask. The best thing about these games is in the sense that if you are put into a situation, you need to quickly adapt, you need to quickly change, and you need to manage everything that happens at the same time. So that's just a few of the quick positives, and we'll now move on to the negatives. Now we've got the negatives. So the negatives you've heard quite a lot about generally, just because you've heard a lot of news reports and stuff like that in relation to gaming. The number one thing that you would hear would be violent and aggressive behavior due to kids linking gaming from fantasy to reality and pretty much mimicking what they see in the games. With that, we'll start with the negatives. So obviously violent and aggressive behavior, kids linking games to reality, games such as Call of Duty, Grand Theft Auto 5, games like that where the kids kind of have the control to pick up guns and start shooting at people. This has been linked to quite a few shootings from kids that are like 15 or like underage, just general kids in high school shootings and whatnot, as they believe they have the power to do whatever they like and kind of get away with it. Obviously that does lead to a lot of devastation and a lot of tragic scenes. That, I believe, is usually on a personal basis, so it depends on how the person themselves will take it and how the game affects a person. Generally, if you have a kid that's like 12, that's playing a game that's R18, or pretty much a game like GTA 5, obviously it's got to have a negative connotation on them because they shouldn't be playing those games in the first place, as it features guns, blood, sexual scenes and all that kind of stuff. From there, we'll move on to the second part of why games are bad for you. The second part is social isolation. When I say social isolation, it's another thing that's kind of a 50-50 and depends on how the person kind of relates. When I say social isolation, I mean in the sense that a person will be sitting on a game hour after hour and they won't be able to, I guess, they'll put the game as a higher priority over meeting their friends, going out having a kick of a ball in the park with like your parents or whatever, or even your brothers, and they'll put games pretty much above all social interactivity, believing that the game should be their one source of social interactivity. Don't get me wrong, it can either expand or limit your socialness. When I say expand, it can also, instead of kind of substituting games for your social activity outside, by bringing like some of your friends into gaming and just Skyping and playing with them, that can also increase your social interactivity, as well as still making the time out to go see your friends outside and just kind of limiting the time that you have. With the social isolate, obviously I already went through it, so we'll go to part number 3, which is the part that kind of happens to me, which is addictiveness. Why do people get addicted to games? Why I got addicted to games was because I was playing a game called League of Legends and I just wanted to get better. And I kept thinking the more that I played, the more that you get better at the game. what ends up happening is if you don't know the ways to get better, you just sit there and you just keep playing constantly and constantly and constantly. And you keep seeing all these people that are higher than you, or all these, for example, rewards that you can get. Just as an example, in League of Legends, you can go up into different tiers. So you go bronze, silver, gold, I think it's platinum, diamond, master, challenger, etc. And people, unless they put proper, like 8-10 hours a day, they'll probably never even reach master. But then again, people will still play whoever's in bronze, silver, gold, or etc. because they have this notion that they'll continuously be able to improve and to achieve. And with that, because they can't reach those levels, it kind of leads to the thoughts of depression thoughts or anxiety thoughts and stuff like that, and obviously can lead to long-term depression or long-term anxiety. So that's just a few of the positives and negatives. If you have any questions about any of the information that I provided, or you want to see where I actually got my facts from with the journal articles and whatnot, please make sure to look in the description down below. If you do have any questions or any comments or remarks, make sure to leave them down below. And again, thanks for watching. I do appreciate it. Go easy on me. It is only my second time posting a video. That is kind of a vlog, so we kind of want to get that down pat. And I hope you guys enjoyed the vlogs for the week. Just as an FYI, I may or may not post photos on the weekend, depending on whether I'm with my family or with my friends, due to the specific religious requirements that some of my families have, in the sense that they can't necessarily be videoed whilst hijabs are off and whatnot. So just bear that in mind. If you don't see day 6 or day 7, it may just be only one of the days that I won't record, or if not, only record from morning and night and just have like little quick interactions with you guys. Anyway, thanks again for watching, and peace!